Mnemonic, also known as mnemonic device, are techniques that can be used to help us remember certain topics and ideas. There are many different types of mnemonic, and they can exist as song, acronym, rhymes, and adds in many other forms. They can also help kids learn important facts and information. Memory palace as mnemonic technique has nobody about mnemonic device, and they will probably mention the memory palace, one of the most useful and mnemonic device used to remember information, organize and list.
Imagery as a mnemonic device. You might find it amazing and impossible at the same time, but there's a few lucky students who can look at the page of their textbook or notes and remember it as if they were reading from a picture. Well, this is because they can take mental pictures and look at them as the need arises. Now, even though that is not something very common and you might feel a bit of envy, we do too. Know that many students find it useful to use images as a mnemonic device because you do not need any special ability to master that strategy. Keyword as a mnemonic technique. Keywords are largely employed by students who are learning multiple languages because keywords can help you remember some of the trickier words. An easy example is the word cat for Spanish, which is gato. Student of Spanish can picture a cat on a gate, and the word gate quickly recalls gato. Keywords are great to remember facts, names, words, and similar things quickly. But to make this knowledge pass from the short-term memory to the long-term one, our knowledge has to be put into practice or we would simply forget the connection we made in our mind.
Acronyms as mnemonic device. How many times have you used the acronym poems to remember the name of 5 Greek lakes? So many times you probably do not even remember the exact number. Acronyms are mnemonic device used to remember this type of listings. In some other cases, phrases like that can help remember things, even if the acronym doesn't not make a lot of sense per se. For example, younger students use PEMDAS or Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally to remember the parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, which is the correct order of math operation. High school students dealing with biology, on the other hand, use IPMAT to remember the various stages of cell division. Rhymes as mnemonic device. Who doesn't know the rhyme to remember how many days each month has? Well, it appears that remembering if month has 30 or 31 days is common problem worldwide because that same rhyme exists in many languages and countries. This is just classic example of the use of rhymes to remembering information. But this mnemonic device has an infinite number of applications because you can invent a new rhyme every time you need it.
Music a mnemonic technique. If you haven't heard, the countries of the world should be Paulsen, you have to. This is one of the most singable songs that have to do with the word countries. Because it is a bit more than 2 minutes, you will get a complete list of every part of the world. We are talking one a more advanced level, but don't you remember the alphabet song or the big numbers song? Truth is, we could go on all day listing songs that we have a used to remember, even the simplest of things.
Training as a mnemonic technique. There is no way of hiding this, but we all have our mental movies. You close your eyes and you are living the adventure of lifetime. Even to that this point we are getting so good that we do it with our eyes open. We need that All these mental movies could come in handy when studying. Sharing, Shining as a mnemonic technique work exactly in this way. If you have a handful of information to memorize, just create a small movie to put in our mind when necessary.
Mnemonic style in studying. Mnemonics are strategies used to improve memory. They are often taught in school to help students learn and recall information. The examples of mnemonic include settings, the ABCs to music, to memorize the alphabet, using rhymes, to remember the rules of spelling like I before E except before C.